like knowing, um, knowing how to keep the mind and the body, you know, at peak condition, equilibrium. Because I remember I worked at this school at what was that? In Bay Ridge, like on was it 65th Street? No, it's past 65th Street, and but I think it was Fifth Avenue, and somewhere over there the 60s and 70s. But when I rode over there, I used to go down Fort Hamilton Parkway, and then I cut off on 65th Street to go to the 5th. And I remember passing, because I passed through there. I think I had to be there at 9. So I'd pass through there at like maybe 8, quarter after 8 or 8:30. And there were always these Chinese people, okay, just as a because a lot of Chinese people live in that neighborhood, and other people agree, but they were out doing what do you call that stuff? Not wusu or kung fu. I guess I'm not. I wonder if it's a measure of kung fu though. You know, um, the what the hell is that? Tai Chi. Yeah, that's what it was. And which I thought was cool. It was like, I think it was mostly women though, but some men. And but yeah, and I guess it's like, hamburgers, hot dogs, and hot dogs and hamburgers and French fries, or apple pie and Chevrolet, and in China, so to America, and but I thought that was pretty cool. But I saw in a schoolyard. I remember when I was going to the train station, how there was this. I remember seeing a couple of times. There was this Chinese guy that was out. Well, I can't tell. He might have been Chinese, but I don't think other people engage in that. I think that's a Chinese martial art thing, and because I think like Japan, I think they have like their own type of martial arts, and Korea and things like that. They have their own types of martial arts, like if you go to where the hell is that? Brazil or something like that. I forgot the name of it. Where it's kind of like a martial arts and a dance at the same time, because there's they don't talk about it much. You don't hear about it. How well, I can't believe 9 minutes have gone by this quick. I can't believe I didn't make a video. I was thinking, oh, what am I going to talk about? I have nothing to talk about, and then I start talking, and I can't shut up. But yeah, again, I'm not trying to. I hope I'm not. Because I have great respect for everybody. But it's like it's the word of the day, though. I mean, but oh yeah, that was the other thing that is saying how I think another video. I'm not sure what the hell the topic was, or if it was the same person, but he was talking about how when someone tries to appreciate someone else's culture, they wear like, like you see a white woman wearing African garb or some crap like that, or or I don't know. I think that's mostly the what people get up in arms about in terms of cultural appropriation. I mean, the thing is that I think we probably wouldn't have that problem if like racism wasn't so rampant, especially in America. I don't know if they have that problem in other countries, cultural appropriation. But yeah, I mean, these topics are very sensitive, and it's kind of like being politically correct. Oh, I don't want to be politically correct. I think we have to be politically correct. I think it's dangerous because of the human condition and the human psyche, which actually obviously covers the human condition. But I think the problem is with the human condition is that we'll Hitler each other. And again, I'm just using that as because he's the most well-known guy, but that documentary I saw about Japan, that's what Japan they were doing to each other, you know, to the Chinese. But again, go to Africa. They're Hitlering each other. Come to America. I mean, I think I spoke about this before, about how when the Europeans came to America and they basically Hitlered the Indians and Hitlered the Africans, and but the reason that they Hitlered the Indians and the Africans because it's the same thing the Europeans been doing to each other before they met the Africans and the Indians. They were doing terrible stuff stuff to each other, you know. So it's not like they're gonna meet other people and say, oh, well, we treat each other like crap, and go to war with each other, but we're not gonna do that to you. We're gonna be nice to you because we don't want to have any problems with cultural appropriation. So, but then I mean, I don't know the full history of how American Indian or the indigenous people, because I don't know, is it correct to call American Indians, because that's European moniker, you know. So it's like, what do the American Indians or the indigenous people of this continent, call themselves? I've actually spoken to people like from Mexico and and Puerto Rico and things, and they kind of, I don't know, they know they have a background, so it isn't totally lost. I think it was, what was that? Tejano? What was it? Tejano? I think there's another one that starts with an H. I forgot I forgot the name of it though. And but I thought one was Tejano, the language, the indigenous people's language, and but then after they basically they kind of adopted this new language. But I mean, you could say the same thing about you know um, Africans, like African Americans and Caribbean, African Caribbeans who don't want to really have anything to do, I find, with Africa. but the way they basically speak with I mean, the people from the Caribbean, they speak with an Irish accent. They speak English, with a heavy Irish accent. So, and I'm like thinking, where'd that accent come from? And because most of the overlords there were, um, yeah, the overlords were from Ireland, because the British, they felt that they were too good to interact with the slaves. So, and they looked down upon the Irish, and so they brought them over to to get in the mud and do their dirty work, against um, the Africans, and because I noticed, like, wow, I hear it when I heard an Irish. I just happenstance, I was watching some television show or listening to people, had the privilege of listening to an Irish person speaking. They pronounce words the exact same way. I said, wow, that's, because I thought it was a British. I thought it was, but it sounds like a British accent, but it's actually Irish. But because I mean, if you listen to Irish, British, and Scottish, they sound kind of similar, you know. And I guess it's kind of similar the way people in Boston, New York, and the South, pronounce English. It's like, okay, it's similar, but it's not really similar. Things like that. But wow, 15 minutes already. I tell you, this time's going by. That's why you can't have fun. You know, you gotta be miserable all the time, and then you live forever. But if you have fun, time blasts by. Okay. I know I didn't get to my point, but just I had to blow off steam. I was getting the heebie-jeebies, the jitters. It's like I needed a fix. I've been doing this crap so much. What's my handshake? Let me show you again. Where the hell is my handshake? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm done. Bye.